Recently I was asked whether I was a study monk, academic monk, or a practice monk. And it's not maybe such a easy question to answer, because they both kind of work together. I think in this tradition, especially in the Thai forest tradition in general, I think the aim is to be a practice monk, one who applies the teachings and doesn't spend too much time in the books, but at the same time, you do need a certain amount of book knowledge, sutta study, and this sort of thing to even know where you're going. It's I think of the analogy of like a road map or a topographical map, and maybe you want to go hiking someplace you've never been before in the mountains somewhere, and so you get yourself some maps of the area. Maybe you start studying the maps, looking at the maps, and you get a kind of a sense of what, in your mind at least, what the area is going to be like, and where you maybe can camp, and maybe where there's water, and what to look out for, the dangers, and things to be aware of. But until you actually get to the mountain, get yourself there and start on the trail, the map is just this idea in your head. And then once you get on the ground and you actually start walking the trail, that's actually the mountain. That's actually the path. And that experience of going up the mountain on foot, being there, being actually present, is going to be, in some ways will resemble the map. There'll be things you remember, like there's certain landmarks or springs or things that are indicated on the map that you'll encounter at some point. But as you go through the forest and through the canyons and find these different things, it's ultimately going to be different than what the map presented. And I mean that's the reality of climbing the mountain, is actually on foot till you get to the top. And the map is ultimately just a tool and not the ultimate reality. You can't climb the mountain on the map. You have to actually do it on foot. So it's good to, at least in our practice, to look at these two aspects of the practice, the studying and the actual meditation, whether it be in the seated position, the walking position, standing position, or lying down. They're just different positions, and we can practice in all positions, and we can practice in the hall, the Dhamma hall. We can be practicing right now. We can practice during the work period while we're studying. So there's really no end to the practice time until you maybe fall asleep and lose consciousness. But even then, even in the dreams, sometimes if it's lucid, you can be practicing in your dreams. So I guess I'm just advocating for kind of a balanced approach, not to for people who maybe not get too consumed with the study aspect, and at the same time not to be practicing blindly without having some kind of idea of what you're actually trying to do, and just trying to find that sweet spot in between the two ways of practicing. And I'll leave that there for today.